Hello there, guys. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time here is around 1 a.m. I am trying to do three reviews, but we're having a lot of power outage, so it's becoming difficult. I mentioned it every video, so you guys know it has been a time in 2023 where I would not imagine living in the dark for 6-7 hours per day. Okay, so that's what's happening. It's not funny. It's nothing. It's just my way of showing protest a little bit. Perhaps people should speak up, yeah, because this is our country, right? And due to corruption, we're losing all our rights one by one. Right, so now we are going to do third video if we can, right? So this is going to be l'artisan perfumery, and I told you a few days back I did Timbuktu, one of my most anticipated perfumes in my journey to try out and review. And I have the most number one I wanted to try this from this house is called T for Two by l'artisan perfumery. I took out the bottle, and there are three small samples in there which also smell fantastic. I'm not going to review them, their descriptions are here. So yeah, so a few fragrances are there, and this fragrance that I have, it's an old batch. I think this is the old style bottle. And this is big thanks to Swadhin bhai, who's owner of a page called Decant a lot. I buy some samples from him to review. He has amazing collection, niche and designer both. So this is the small little 50 ml bottle. I think he got it as a partial. And this is something he brought in our last meetup alongside another fragrance. And he was kind enough to give it to me because he knows my like love for this or how much it means to me. He said, brother, take it, go and do a review. I am not in a rush because I'm not decanting this. You can do review of this stuff and you can return whenever you want. Such a nice gesture from this gentleman. So this one, I think he also bought like the partial, and these are the older style bottles. If it's the new style bottle, they're kind of like a darker shade, and they look also nice. But the old something nice about the old bottles. I don't know if this is meant to be like this condition or this like design, but I think maybe got some effect due to the time. But the juice color is amazing, bright yellow, and the name of the fragrance called T for Two. Oh man, so much memories. When I started off my journey, I have it on my hand. Let me do quick respray. I'm doing small spray. I don't want to waste so much of his juice. Just a little bit. I just sprayed this not that many times, 4 times only. Once I met him, and then one more time when I was testing it. And today, before I did the review, 45 minutes prior, and just now 4, because this is very rare to find this in this formulation, right? So I was talking about why this is special. Story time. When I started my journey, 2014-15, I started collecting, watching reviews while having dinner, and Mark, Steven, all these guys, my mentors, who are main reason why I'm into fragrance game. They got me into this game so bad. And I used to see this fragrance review everywhere. All the reviewers back then, 15, 16, who started in 2008, those times, like first few reviewers, generation of reviewers, they were raving about this house and this fragrance because it's known to be one of the best tea-based perfume for summer. And I hunted for this fragrance. Nobody brought it in Bangladesh. I never seen anybody owning it, and nobody lent it to me. I never found any samples, so it's sad. But then, if you are persistent, at some point of your journey, you will find this fragrance. Okay, any fragrance or anything you want. When you want it so bad, God gives it to you. That's what I feel. It's a funny thing to say, but I believe in spiritual stuff sometimes. So my love brought me here. Okay, that's the story. This fragrance is one of a kind, and this house, when I'm trying them, Timbuktu, how unique that fragrance was. Same as this. You hear the tea, name tea, and you think like, oh, green tea, black tea. I smell tea notes before, not like this one. Okay, this has so much going on in there, man. What a lovely spiced tea with interesting notes. Tea, star anise, bergamot. Okay, that's the start. Cinnamon, spices, ginger, and gingerbread. Those are the middle. And base notes are tobacco, honey, leather, and vanilla. You have like 4 or 5 different fragrances in this one fragrance because you get different things and you get every single note that is mentioned in the notes breakdown. So beautiful. I'm like, when I put this on, this is literally like an experience. You go to a different zone. These are not your typical fragrance, your predictable fragrance. Oh, you smell it. Oh, I know. That's not going to happen with this. You can smell, let's say 100 fragrances before which has tea. Okay, Bulgari, let's say Purom, or what is it, Gucci Purom 2 perhaps, tea note there, right? And then a few of the other ones, Oolong Cha by Nishane, Elizabeth Arden green tea. There are many, right? So tea note is supposedly very soothing, kind of like a distinctive note. Not everybody likes it. It's a little bit serious. People who drink tea are a little bit of a mature crowd. Coffee, yeah, okay. But tea, I think, is for sophisticated people. When you smell this, you will not say this is a fragrance to impress anybody. This is not a fragrance which is built but for compliments or clubbing or getting laid. No, this is a, I don't want to say artisanal perfumery, but this is kind of like art created in form of a perfume. Okay, when I smell this, I'm pretty sure who are just beginning the game, like beginning, when you are just starting on the game, this is not a fragrance you like or understand, or maybe if you have a taste for it, but this is not a beginner's fragrance. That's the first thing. I have massive respect for it. It's like a book. It's like a vintage book. When you open it, you smell it, you smell that the smell of the paper, and you know it's vintage, right? This smells like vintage beauty. When they say tea and star anise, right from the beginning, some spices. Star anise is used for cooking. There's a very nice aroma to it. Sometimes for beef, we use it. Sometimes for using making stew, people use it. Sometimes to make medicine, it has a medicinal property, but at the same time, it has a somewhere like a background. There's like a mouth-watering kind of like a citrus, right? So mild citrusy, spicy tea opening, beautiful. And then there's a cinnamon, spices, ginger, and gingerbread. That's what makes it interesting, because at that point, it becomes so much more than a tea fragrance, right? I think this is a like a master. I don't know what is the thinking process. Perhaps for each movie they have a script, but some scripts are taken from a book. Like it's like a seriously well documented or well scripted movie. This feels like that. It's like a whole process, right? So, however they came up with this, the perfumer, it's brilliant. It definitely has taken years of research and stuff. Man, it's just beautiful. It smells like hay, smells like honey, which this one has, and the tobacco, leather, and vanilla, but not so sweet. There's something always keep this fragrance spicy, and the balance between the notes are so good. Okay, it reminds me of Shergi a little bit. Shergi is way more sweet. Okay, by Serge Lutens, and imagine Shergi and burning barbershop kind of fragrance, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of spices. This one is giving me that. At this point, you have smelled perhaps some bitter fragrances based on cacao, like Lance de Guerlain or something like that. But it will remind you of some fragrance, but it's not like can be replaced by any fragrance. I think if you like this, you need to try this fragrance. I don't know how the new formulations are, by the way, but this is a masterfully crafted fragrance. This is a beautiful gem, okay? And I just am so happy I could, experience it. I'm so happy for Swadhin Shariar Bhai that he owns it. He enjoys it for his special moments. He uses it for very special moments, uh, like when he feels craving for this fragrance. Look at that. I mean, just stunning, beautiful. These bottles are so posh and heavy. The cap is heavy. This kind of fragrances, like artistic, very artistic, and you cannot give anything less than 10 for this kind of perfume. Longevity is very good, but these are kind of fragrances are not mainstream perfume. So oh, it's not here. When I smell this one I recommend to people who are already in that search for something new, something interesting, something to study. This is a fragrance you should study, like do a research before finishing a PhD, something like that. T for two, masterpiece of a perfume. Thank you so much, Swadhin Bhai, and thank you so much, God, for giving me the opportunity. I'm getting all the fragrances one by one that are, like I was hunting for in my journey. Thanks for watching. I think maybe if there's time, I'll do one more review. Take care. Bye bye.